What's up, Mirandigas? We're back with another Persona video, Persona 4 Revival video, Persona something video. So, I do this game rants post, I read them, I react to them. So, I saw this one. I think this is a bit older. Yeah, a month old. Yeah, this is a bit older. So, new information has come, so I don't expect, this to be updated to that. But Persona 4 Revival is all but guaranteed to miss a golden opportunity. I don't think I've done this. So, Persona 4 Revival is slated to be the next entry in Atlus's burgeoning Persona remake initiative. Burgeoning. That is a hefty word. What the hell? I did not even spell that correctly. This means to increase. Okay. Just say that, dude. That was a hefty word. What the hell? Alright. Persona Remake Initiative, a process that kicked off with Reload back in 2024. This is a evolution of Atlus's tendency to re-release their RPGs as remastered or completed. Okay, pause. This didn't stop with Reload. If yes, for Persona, it did. I mean, technically not, because in the past we've seen 1 and 2 get remakes with the PSP, but that's a different thing. I can talk about that. Like, that is something I can talk about. But like, if you're talking about Atlus's RPGs, prior to this, we have gotten Nocturne. We have gotten the Etrian Odyssey collection. We have gotten like, I can't think of anything else. I think those two. And afterwards we did get Rider, but it didn't stop with Persona. You can make the argument that the biggest one is Persona, but yeah. This is evolution of it. It really released the RPGs as remasters completed, as observed with games like Royal Portable, and even the recent Rider Remaster Mystery of the Soulless Army. Oh yeah, technically, if you think about it, the 2022 Portable and the 2021 Golden are remasters. I wouldn't call Royal's release on X. Well, it did get a PS5 upgrade, so it technically is a remaster, though I don't need to call those like remasters, just an upgrade path, even though Royal did not have any. And the Xbox and Switch Royal versions, I won't call like remasters. They're just, yeah. But like Reload 4 Revival is rebuilding the classic JRPG from the ground up. It will feature all new visuals, a modern camera perspective, depending. Reload did have modern camera, but like it was on certain maps it didn't have. But like majority of the maps it did, yeah. New voice work and presumably a considerable degree of new gameplay narrative content. New gameplay. Reload did not do that much of this. I'll just say that. They improved, but they didn't add. Like, if you want to count linked episodes as gameplay, sure. But other than that, they just improved on some stuff and just removed a lot of stuff. That is one thing. God. People just keep mentioning, oh, there's no soul in Reload. This is green. This is that. People don't mention this, which I think is just absurd. Like, this is like something that Reload actually has issues with, and a lot of people don't mention this, is that it doesn't really improve the gameplay. I mean, I'd say it gets worse. In some areas it improves, but in a lot it gets some worse, with mechanics being removed from Royal and like prior Persona games. But yeah, and narrative content. Yeah, this is like true. In other words, it's something of a big deal and likely to engender considerable hype from the Persona player base. Indeed, Revival could keep the franchise winning streak alive in a major way, but recent news about its release window points cold waters on those fiery ambitions. So, this is probably the 2026 June release, right? I still think it should be February, because Persona is released in February. We'll see what happens in the Game Awards. Because here's the thing you guys gotta understand. The Sega leak, I'm saying like that, the Sega leak could be tentative or a placeholder. The reason I say that is because it's not officially told to the public what's the release date of Revival. It's just we side being like that. Like, it could be February, it could be 2027, it could be June 2026. It's just one of those things, right? Okay, no, although P4 Revival modernized the original, the 2012 edition of the game, Golden, is available on most platforms, though it's more akin to remaster than a remake. I mean, it technically is a demake. I've talked about it a lot of times. Is that a lot of games that get their remakes are actually demakes, because they gotta, go to a lesser hardware, less powerful hardware. So obviously they have to remake the game, which is, yes, it's a remake, but they're, demake. They're going downwards. They're not improving. They're actually making it, yeah, they can improve on the gameplay side, but not graphically. I might miss Persona's 30th anniversary. Not really. Revival would have been Persona for Revival would have been Persona's best 30th year birthday present. I think, no way. You want to say what's the best 30th year birthday present? It's either P6 or Persona 1 Remake. Because they have pushed P4 a lot. And it's one of those things, this is something that a lot of people don't talk about, is yes, Persona 4 got a lot of spin-offs, but you guys got to understand, Persona 4, is still getting a lot of stuff here and there. They haven't stopped. Here's the thing. P4 Dancing got a modern port, even though that one is just an anomaly the way you need to get it. Arena got a modern port. Golden got a remaster. And Golden was the first remaster in the Persona franchise, if you think it, first remaster after many years, if you think about it. So, it's one of those things, is P4 just never ends. People hate on P5. P4 just technically never ends. And that is one thing. If they want to give a 30th year anniversary birthday present, that's either a P1 remake or Persona 6. Revolution's Persona hit the scene in 1996, introducing the world to Persona 1P and expanding Atlus's that adolescent Megaton formula. Nearly 3 decades later, it's hard to think of many JRPG franchises that are more influential and imaginative than Persona. I mean, Trails series got it, and I think that is loved. Final Fantasy, I think, has changed a lot, but this game does not, this article does not say turn-based, so that is a thing, which has continued to innovate with flair and enthusiasm. No one is more aware of this than the top brass of Atlus, and with P Studio director Kazuhisa Sawada recently stating that he wants 2026 to be a year where fans can enjoy the series even more. That's why I think we'll see everything, Persona, everything. This is basically saying all types of fans are gonna enjoy Persona. All types of fan. It goes without saying the Wada's statement is a little ambiguous, but the heart of his message is mostly care. He wants Persona's 30th anniversary to feel special, perhaps even memento. Oh damn, I know what you did. I see what you do there. It makes sense why one would celebrate such an achievement for this landmark franchise, but P4 Revival probably won't be part of that celebration. It will release in or after the 20. Who said that? The 2027 physical. Okay, I gotta talk about this. Maybe I'm wrong. But recently we've heard that Atlus has changed a lot of its internal workings, operations, marketing, sales, development teams. We've heard that, and we have seen that how it has benefited Atlus a lot. 2024, I would still say, is the best year for Atlus because of the sheer amount of games and variety of games that it pushed. That is just insane what they did. Recently we've seen companies not do that, especially bigger companies, though they're way bigger companies than Atlus. We've not seen companies do that, which is damn. They pushed a lot. Now, I have said this countless times, is the reason they showed this is Atlus is trying the marketing strategy of showing very little, but slowly. I can see what Atlus might even do is, we might see screenshots of new Persona 4 Revival, and then the next trailer would be more showing Persona 4 Revival from that screenshots. This is something they're doing, and a lot of people look at this and oh, it's not even built that much. I think that's not true. I'm not saying that, oh my god, it's 90% done when this trailer was dropped, but I still think it was 40, 50, 60% done. And they're scheduling these trailers. We might even see next trailer when Revival is 80% done. That's the thing you guys gotta understand. We'll see the next trailer, and it's we might see a lot of stuff that's not even completed in the trailer, but in actuality, it's been completed. That is something I want to guarantee. I could be wrong to that, but I do think that is something that a lot of companies do, and Atlus is also doing. According to comments made during a Sega management presentation this summer, this means that Revival at the absolute earliest could launch in April 2026, but the fact that virtually nothing has been revealed about it beyond some in-engine demo footage suggests that this early spring release window is unlikely. Naturally, this is a little disappointing, but it also means that an obvious, much more exciting alternative could be waiting in the wings. I do disagree. It could be 2026. I do think it could be even February 2026, the way the global Persona releases are. Just saying. With Revival looking unlikely in 2026, Persona 6 should slither in. But I did say they're changing their marketing, so their release cycle could change. Persona 4 Revival could still release in 2026, but it's implausible. Even if we're able to squeeze its way into next year's release calendar, it would be something of an underwhelming way to celebrate Persona's 30th birthday. I do agree. But at the same time, people love P4, so a lot of people might love it. Sure, Persona 4 is an especially beloved chapter of the franchise, but it's just a remake at the end of the day. Dude, that's... I hate this sentence so much. Rather, Atlas and Sega ought to bring out the big guns. They ought to bring out P6. That is true. For a while now, Atlas has seemingly been pretending that P6 simply doesn't exist. It's so weird. This article released in October 6th, right? Or 7th. October 7th. Ever since then, they've stopped pretending. They openly mention P6 now. So, yeah. What better way to end the deafening silence than with announcement and subsequent release? It would certainly be more fitting to bring players this new long-awaited entry in celebration of the series' anniversary, rather than focus on yet another remake. Then again, fans probably shouldn't bet on such a Hail Mary. They probably could now. We will all just have to hope that Atlas has somewhat like worthwhile tricks up its sleeves for the 30th anniversary. I'll say this again. I think the Persona 30th anniversary is simple. We'll see Persona everything. 1, 2 will get remasters. Innocence and Eternal Punishment as well, like 2. I don't know what they'll do with Reload. Maybe for the 30th anniversary, Reload got its Switch 2 release. Maybe FemC. I don't know. It's possible like for the 30th anniversary for Persona 4 Survival. For Persona 5, they can maybe do a Switch 2 release, or maybe the Royal Anime could exist or something. I don't know. But I feel like they'll just do everything. Persona everything. I could be wrong, but the way they're talking about Persona, I mean, it's possible they're treating Persona 4 something for like Persona like 5 and 3 fans because of how it'd be close to that, and Persona 1 and 2 remasters for the other fans that love, 1 and 2 type gameplay. So I feel like they'll do something like that, where it's one of those things is they're gonna just everything Persona. But this is too yellow. People are going to get mad. But they're going to do everything Persona. Alright, Marandigas, tell me in the comments below if you enjoyed this video. And what are your thoughts about 30th anniversary? What can they do? Like, comment, subscribe, comment, bell. See you guys next time with another Persona Shin Megami Dragon Ball Fairy video. Consider subscribing and trying to reach 1,000 subscribers by the end of this year. I'm looking to stop recording. Bye, 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 bye.